Actually joined by a special guest today, one of my friends from Bless Up, bodybuilder Eddie Corrales and online coach. How are you, Eddie? Can you touch on what that time was like and why you went missing?
Prep is super lonely. Everyone deserves that inner coach, is someone who never sugarcoats anything. Because the main reason I wanted to compete initially was because a client asked me like 2 years ago if I would ever compete, and I said no. I was like, yeah, why would I say that I can't do something? Like, why would I do that? So then it built from there. I ended up having 12 Krispy Kreme donuts.
That'll do it.
And there was still the whole bag left. I just grabbed my whole hand, just the rest of the snakes, and just straight in my mouth.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining as always is your host, Trent Yalton. I'm actually joined by a special guest today, one of my friends from Bless Up, bodybuilder Eddie Corrales and online coach. How are you, Eddie?
Yeah, not too bad yourself.
Just maybe sit a little bit closer to the microphone. I know you're probably a little bit nervous, but obviously what's been going on, obviously we'll touch on all of the show and all that, but how's it like lately? Now the show's over, getting back into normal life.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not used to like just everything not having to focus on a comp and not having that as my end goal.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been in the back of my mind. It's been the driving factor for every day for the past like 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
So it does feel really weird to not have that in the back.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously there's a new gym opened up in Frankston as well, Revo. Geez, I tell you what, Revo Fitnesses are just open up everywhere you look at the moment. And you're working there as a PT. First of all, how did that come about, and what's the gym like there? So if you were to sell it to some people.
Oh, it's definitely the best gym I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's just fully decked out. Their busiest times are like not really that busy at all.
Yep.
And when they my mate told me, because he works at the Langwarrin one, he told me that
that one gets packed, I heard, I think.
Yeah, it does get packed. But he started there when they opened up, and he goes, oh, they're opening one in Frankston if you would like to get back into the face-to-face coaching. And I was like, all right. Mm-hmm. So pretty much contacted them before they opened, secured my spot, and then, yeah, it is, it's an awesome gym. Yeah.
And so you were doing coaching, and then you had a break. What was because you weren't doing it because I noticed you were posting content on your coaching, then it was like a 2-year gap.
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? Was there stuff that just got in the way, or?
Deramus.
Yeah.
It was Deramus.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had to pull the pin because of they just did not support me as a PT.
Mm-hmm.
And that was literally the main reason. I'm like, I can't afford to pay this rent when I'm getting told that the people there are saying that I'm not a good PT.
Yeah.
And I'm getting denied leads and stuff. So it's like, from a business standpoint, I was pretty fucked.
Yeah.
I was pretty boned.
Yeah. And obviously now with the clients, how many clients roughly have you got on board now, and how have you found getting back into coaching?
Right now I've got 11.
Yep.
Are
they all online, or do you offer the face-to-face for everyone?
4 online and then 7 is face-to-face as of now. So the face-to-face, getting back into the face-to-face has been a bit weird again, because a lot of the clients that I'd be doing face-to-face with, it's more the general knowledge. So like not everyone wants to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like having that mindset that's kind of been drilled into me from my coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to like ease up on people that it's like, you know, they just want to feel better.
Yeah.
It's not like their end of their life if they don't do this and that. So it's like...
Well, let's use an example. I recently, I want to say about 4 to 6 weeks ago, did a vlog, went to the Collingwood game with one of our mates, EDDIEJC. He doesn't want to do bodybuilding. You ask him why he works out, he'll turn around and tell you, I want to look good with my shirt off for a rave. That's a perfect example.
That is a good enough reason, though.
Yeah.
So if you want it bad enough, you want to look good for a rave.
But that's just an example that not everyone wants to hop on stage. Some people just want to look good.
Yeah. That's one of the biggest things I ask my clients is, you know, what's your why? Because if you come into training and, you have a goal, you need a strong enough why.
Mm-hmm.
As to why, I want to lose weight. It's like, Why?
Yeah.
Oh, just because it's like, oh, then it might come out that, oh, because I hate the way I look. And I'm like, okay, well, that's your exact reason as to why you should be getting to that goal.
Yeah, yeah.
And you keep that in the back of your mind. That's what's pushing you.
Mm-hmm. And how have you, do you struggle with obviously the online would be easier, but which one, if someone was come to you, what would you recommend? And what's the benefits of both, you reckon?
I'd say people who are more serious, online coaching is definitely easier because you already know how to train. It's just a few tweaks here and there. And same with your eating. It doesn't need much changing. It's just kind of having the guidance to do the right things and have someone watch over you and kind of approve it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus face-to-face, the benefits of that is if you are new to it, you have someone who can teach you the tempo, how to do correct form, and all those things that you can't, it'd be near impossible to get online. And when people advertise that they can kind of get that same experience through coaching online, you just can't. You can't explain to someone how to do the form because it's different for everyone. Different exercises feel different for everyone.
Yeah.
So you just need to get their preference and help them and sculpt their programming.
And how do you offer similar splits to all your clients, or is it based purely on the client? And how much, say if someone was to start gym, how much would you be recommending a week? Like you
3
train,
to 4.
Yeah.
3 to 4. I think of it, if people who want to go, like I've had some clients that are like, oh, I'll go 6 to 7 and I'll do like 2-3 hours. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like your biggest focus should be, how can I minimize the time I'm there and maximize my results?
Yeah. So even with people who are experienced, would you still recommend the 3 to 4 to allow for recovery?
I'd push more 4 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you get a bit more out of your muscle groups. And if the more you train, the more you would know how to really target the right muscle groups.
Yep.
So you could probably get away with doing like 5-6 exercises on like a push day.
Yep.
And you'd be absolutely fried and you need the recovery.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's some of the traits and aspects you use or routines for recovery? Because that's such a key factor. What's some of the things that you would recommend?
Sleep.
Yep.
Sleep is the absolute most important. And I've only had the best sleep of my entire life in prep.
Yeah, okay.
I'd usually get like 4 or 5 hours, stay up really late all the time, have really poor sleep schedule and everything. But then through prep, I was having like 9-10 hours.
Yep. I know you see a lot of like social media people. Have you ever tried the stuff? Like the
nose
note,
tape.
yeah, and all that type of stuff. And for someone who hasn't tried it, what have you found from all that? Well, obviously there's the nose, there's the mouth tape.
The mouth tape's funny. I'm not used to that. But Geordie showed me the nose strips.
Yep.
I think I might have a deviated septum or something because I don't think it works for me.
Yeah.
I just don't think, like a little bit of a difference, but it's not anything like insane.
Yeah.
But it was the cheap ones. It wasn't the ones you see people have the magnets that like open up their nostrils. Nah.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe if those ones, yeah, but yeah.
What was your number one factor why you think during prep you'll get the most? Like, is it just because the lack of calories as well and you were lacking energy, or was there a certain thing that you were doing that you think was enabling you to sleep that more?
I think it was just like a compilation of prep. I was talking to someone about this yesterday. Prep is super, super lonely, and you kind of have it kind of just drains your whole life around you. Everything's just focused on the prep, all the things you got to do. So it's like, once I finish my last meal, there is no reason for me to be awake.
Yep.
At all. Like, I'm going to be hungry anyway. I'm going to be all this. So it's like, after I finish my last meal, I'm like, the only thing I should be doing is going to bed.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said prep is very, very lonely. I want to touch on that a bit. I was actually speaking to Brighton, someone who's been on the show today about it when I said, got Eddie coming on. He goes, I'm really interested to look on that, listen to that, because Eddie went MIA for a long, long time. Can you touch on what that time was like and why you went missing? If you get what I'm trying to put out.
Well, it's just you kind of unknowingly, without realizing it, it was I was a completely different person for like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mum and my friends were all like, it was just I didn't want to play games with my mates and stuff because
That's something you normally love.
oh yeah, hours staying up late and all that. But I didn't want to because I just didn't have the energy to play. I was running out of energy to edit my videos. I was running out of just everything, and it just felt like all that mattered in my life was just working out, and all the things that I needed to do towards this comp, and just everything else was just not there anymore.
Is there a moment that you can maybe talk about where you look back now and go, what the fuck? Like what a scenario that might happen while you're doing it that would not, I wouldn't say not be normal, but you'd be like, why am I doing this if you weren't going for that, if that makes...
It was probably when Arnon, when we just kept dropping my calories and all that, and I was like, it's fine, you know, and then it went down to 1,200.
Yeah.
And that's when I went, like, I'm just like, no, like, yes, this is what it takes and everything. And I was like, it's, you know, situational for everyone who have different output and all that stuff. But that Stairmaster, an hour every single day, man, I felt like I'd have a tantrum every day.
Yeah.
It was the worst thing ever.
And you were obviously doing the Stairmaster and doing the workout as well on such low calories. Which one would you do first, and how did you find that it affected you?
I had to play around with it a lot because I was trying to find what worked best for me. With when I had my meals, when I'd have do my workout and all that. Yeah, when you have no fuel, it's just so hard to manage.
Yeah,
like I got to the point where I was like, if I just smash out all of my output before I even eat, then I can just space out my food better, and it doesn't feel like, you know, if I eat something and then I do an hour of Stairmaster, I've just completely removed what I ate. Yep. So, I would do my cardio in the morning, and then maybe straight after I'd have my meal, and then wait a bit, and then do my workout. Yeah,
and obviously you mentioned Arnon. How was he during this? This obviously being your coach. How much did he help having him in your corner?
Oh, immensely. Yeah, like he as a role model in my life, I've learnt more from him than any other role model in my life. Yeah, like he's been an absolute amazing coach, like big brother, mentor, and he never sugarcoats anything. And I think everyone deserves that in a coach, is someone who never sugarcoats anything. If you're being so pretty much, if you're not pulling your weight and you're not doing exactly what he said, he pretty much would turn around and go, "Fucking pull your head in." Yeah. You laughed at me there then. Was there a time where you said that? Yeah. Yeah. I had one big slip up in my prep when I ended up having 12 Krispy Kreme donuts. That'll do it. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I wasn't even fucking hungry. I just was pissed off and overwhelmed. And I ate them straight away. I was like, I got to tell him. Yeah. I could not keep it. And I was like, I have to tell him. Like, otherwise it's gonna. Yeah, and I'm not gonna build that relationship with him. I'm not a liar. Like, I got to be honest with him. And when I called him, oh my god, see, he's like, because the photo on my phone of him is like him when he was ready for his show. Yeah, he's like jacked as shit. So like it said he was ringing me after I told him because he was going to talk about it, and I was so scared. It was probably the scariest phone call ever. What did he say? Oh, he was just ripping into me. Yeah, saying like, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is everything. Like, you wanted to do. Like, you're doing this to yourself. Like, what you? And the one thing that he couldn't fathom, he's like, I can't believe you ate one and then you kept eating them. You picked them up because didn't you know that it was wrong? I'm like, yes. And he's like, why'd you keep eating them? I'm like, I don't know. I can't help it. Yeah. But he's always been in my corner, and I couldn't ask for a better coach that would want the best for his clients. Did he implement anything as a punishment for that? No. No, I was going to say, did he add maybe 10 minutes on the Stairmaster? No, fuck that. He just more so was because I had a lot of stress. I had a lot of stress through the prep as well from it, like family stuff and just life.
Yeah,
and
life will do it.
yeah. So he more so just wanted me to just like, dude, chill out.
Yeah.
Just try your best to chill out. Stress is like prep was already hard enough. Like, just try and just control the best thing, like all of it the best you can. Because I was just super overwhelmed at that point.
Now back to like more the prep for the show. I remember when you were going into the prep, you were like not hesitant, but you're like, it's not 100% what I want to, like, don't know if this is 100% what I want to do, but I just want to say I've got on stage.
It was
has that changed?
It was more so like I wanted to, because the main reason I wanted to compete initially was because a client asked me like 2 years ago if I would ever compete, and I said no.
Yeah.
And then he's like, why? And I was like, I don't have the discipline for that. Like, I'm not cut out for that. And
so you want to prove yourself wrong?
I was like, yeah, why would I say that I can't do something? Like, why would I do that? So then it built from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then now after coming the other end of the show, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that again.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot more that I could put on the stage, and I fucking enjoyed myself so much.
And speaking on the stage, the placings, would you like to say how you went? Because you did get a first in one of them as well.
Yes, in the junior bodybuilding.
Yep.
And then I got a second in junior classic, and then I think it was novice. I got my third place. And
I know prior to that, one thing you wanted to really perfect and make a show was your posing. Yeah. How did that go? Did it go like you wanted it to go? My posing
was, at least I thought, was the best it could be.
Yep.
Because
you wanted to make a spectacle of it.
Just my conditioning.
Yeah.
And we all knew that. Like my coach, me, and my mate I stepped on stage with, we all knew that it was my conditioning that was just that's all that was behind.
So when you say conditioning, you're saying leanness?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that weight or body fat percentage you're saying?
It'd be mostly tied to my body fat percentage, because I look better 6 weeks out than I did any closer to the comp.
Is there a reason for that, do you think?
Stress and the 12 Krispy Kreme donuts, which wouldn't have done.
So when did you eat the 12 Krispy Kreme donuts?
It was like 4 or 5 weeks out.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And it was how long was the prep?
We were in the prepping phase of like starting to slowly taper down and everything, probably November, December.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then obviously with that prep, did you think you had enough time? Because I remember it. You weren't. I think it might have been you weren't planning on doing that show, and you just kind of all of a sudden were doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna do two. I was gonna do the one after, the one that just passed, I think yesterday.
Yep.
So it would have been the one with Terry.
Yeah, with Terry.
I wanted to do that one. But yeah, I went, and I'm just gonna do one because it's so expensive as well.
Mm-hmm.
So expensive.
Yeah. And you actually got to go on stage with social media person Gabe, Anabolic Gabe.
Yeah.
So did you ever get to talk to him at all? Or?
Yeah, we spoke a bit backstage.
Yep.
I was kind of cut when he made his YouTube video or something, and he was talking about everyone he was on stage with.
Yeah.
And then he just, out of everyone he was on stage with, he just referred to me as odd, and there was another guy. I was like, sick, dude. I gave you the most personality there, having a one-on-one chat with him, and he just calls me the other dude.
What? How did he look in person too?
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good shape.
Because he was power lifter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that cycling. He's got those quads.
Mm.
But yeah, his routine as well was pretty cool.
Mm.
He had a really cool song. I'm pretty sure someone said it was from Naruto.
Okay, yep.
Naruto. I don't know. I don't know how to say it properly, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. And he killed it out there. You could tell that he was so depleted.
Mm.
He would have been the most depleted person there.
That was his second, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He'd done one prior to that, yeah.
Yeah. No, he was like, you could just tell by the way he would process things as you were talking to him that he was just like so over it. He was just so lean, so tired, and just drained. He had nothing in him, but he did do a really good job. Now,
I know, speaking again to Jay Westy, when we went to the footy, you guys, I don't know how ideal this was. I know Gabe did as well, actually. You and Jay had a list already of the meals you're going to eat straight after the show. What was the first thing that went in your mouth? Krispy Kreme donut? No.
So we went. Me and Lockie were like itching once we finished.
So that was the person from A-Flex as well who won. Junior,
He won the overall for fitness, and he joined the night before.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he looked insane. His conditioning as well was like just on fire. Like even if he didn't know how to pose or anything, his conditioning, everyone would just be like, look at him, he looks insane.
Yeah.
So yeah. The first thing I ate, I went to my bag because Arnon told me to pack like a lot of stuff just in case like I needed pre-workout, this, that. Like my bag was full of food anyway. And
just before that, sorry, I've heard some people do it. Did you have anything to carb yourself up pre getting on stage?
Pretty much all I had that day was just rice cakes, honey, salt.
Yeah.
And like throughout the whole day, I only had maybe 200 mils of water.
Okay, yeah.
But once I got back to my bag, he got me to buy and I had a few snakes, like the Allen snakes.
Yeah.
I had maybe 2 or 3 and there was still the whole bag left. I just grabbed with my whole hand just the rest of the snakes and just straight in my mouth. And then I think Geordie was trying to talk to me and I just kept chewing. I'm like, dude, I can't respond for another like 4 days. Like, hold on. Like, and we went to Guzman with Arnon. Got a couple things there, and then I got 13 Daniel's donuts.
Jesus. Did that carry on for a couple of days though? Have you ticked off all the things that you wanted to do with Jay yet? Or have you ticked off some? And what were some of them that you were most looking forward to?
I think mine. I had like $70 worth of Woolies snacks at my house, like ready when I got home. It wasn't necessarily typically anything because I had that list and I just deleted it because I was like, at the end of the day, when I'm going to have the freedom to eat whatever I want, it'll just be at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I felt like this like 4 months ago. Like maybe I should get it now. But yeah, it lasted like from Saturday till the following Saturday. So it was like a week where I was just
freedom to do what you want.
Being above like 6,000 to 8,000 calories every day, like easily. I reckon I was just.
Was that through Arnon too? Just saying fuel up.
No,
or was that just you?
That was just me.
That was just you.
I told him because he initially wanted me to have like 2,500, but I was like, I had shit on the weekend, and I was just like, nah, man, like just let me enjoy the week. And I told him anyway when we had our check-in on the Friday, I was like, yeah, I ate like 6,000 to 8,000 easily every day, but like now we're back on.
Yeah, and what was his response?
He was like, for fuck's sake. Like, he's like, because at the end of the day now we're going to start bulking. He's like, if you get fat while you're bulking, like if you just put on a lot more fat than intended, he goes, it's kind of on you.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, it is. Like if I fuck up, it's on me.
So what weight are you at the moment? And what weight did you have to be on stage? Sorry.
So my stage weight was 74.
Mm-hmm. And just to compare it, what would you say you're in a maintenance and just normal day to day? What would you normally sit around?
I think 82.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I should have been. I reckon my stage weight should have been 70.
Okay. Yep.
I should have been 70. The lowest I got was 72, and then it just somehow everything just turned to shit.
Yeah, and then when you said you're gonna start bulking, is there a certain weight that you're aiming to get to?
I think through Arnon, he hates when I ask him because I want to know.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's just a certain look.
It's just the process.
Yeah, certain look. You know, when it's hard to tie your shoelaces because you're running out of breath.
Yeah,
that's probably where he wants me, and then he'll decide from there. But yeah,
and then you're doing some recording for him as well, I saw.
Yeah, becoming his little minion.
Yeah,
doing some filming for him and stuff.
Is that at Muscle City?
Yeah,
yeah.
And just following him around. I want him to do more YouTube stuff because I reckon he's a really interesting dude.
When him and is it Jack?
Yeah, his other coach.
Yeah, when him and Jack sit down, I really like when they sit down and do those, just the Q&As. They're so funny.
They whip up some questions. They just they just spit shit all the time.
It's so funny though.
It is interesting. I like. It's good to see, especially coaches or anyone who like looks at Arnon and Jack from the outside and have videos like that because it shows their personality. Yeah,
because I'll say it, and I've never really talked to Arnon, but if you had one look at Arnon and the size he is right now, you go, I'm not talking to him, he's scary. Because he'd be what, 6 as well? He'd be 6, what, 4, 6'5" at least?
I think 6'10".
Yeah.
if you face to face with him, he looks 6'10".
Yeah. And then, well, I think the last video I saw of him, he was 140.
Yeah.
Like, that's scary.
Yeah. He's a big teddy bear.
Yeah. As well on that, so you're doing some recordings for him. Is that weekly or just whenever he needs, really?
Kind of whenever he needs. Like once he's like, oh, I want to get some more content that's a bit different, and we're just following with the camera, and we'll just do that. Yeah.
Back to like some of the gym. I want to throw some. Let's throw some weird ones first. First one I want to ask that's just come to my mind. You mentioned earlier is pre-workout. Do you need it?
No.
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 Is that the biggest overrated thing you can think of in the gym?
Not biggest. There's a lot of other supplements, but I think it's definitely like since I was like 16, I think I started to realize the whole thing with pre-workout. I'm like, I'd rather just have the beta-alanine in it, which is the thing that makes your skin itch.
Yeah.
But then people will just start formulating stuff now with like 400 milligrams of caffeine.
Kamikaze.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's so excessive. Like, you don't, like, what the hell? Like, you don't need that.
So what's your go-to at the moment?
CBum. Any of the CBum range of pre-workouts. Oh, yeah.
You got a code, don't you?
Yeah.
we'll shout that all out.
EDDIEJC.
EDDIEJC, yeah. And you got Elite Sups as well?
Yeah.
Same?
It's EDDIEJC10.
So do you get all your stuff from, if you were to do a shopping haul, do you get sent out stuff as well?
Not
or
yet.
Do you, what's on your list? So pre-workout?
So pre-workout, a non-stim pre-workout.
Yep.
And
how do you find the difference between them?
Good. I like to think, and Arnon's kind of given me this bit of force of habit of not to have pre-workout like after midday if you can.
Yeah.
Because just to help with your sleep.
Yeah, yep.
So it's like if I need to go to gym like 4 p.m. or something, it's like, I'll just have the non-stim.
Yeah, yep.
So that I don't have the caffeine in my system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then 2-3 tubs of protein powder.
Another one I wanted to throw at you. Say you could only, and I'm sure you've seen some of these being thrown out, CBum, for example. You can only have 5 exercises for the rest of your life.
Oh.
What's your 5?
5 exercises, full body, deadlifts. Deadlifts, definitely.
Standard?
Yeah, conventional.
Yep.
Not sumo. They're not real.
But I'm more saying conventional over Romanian.
Yes.
Okay, yep. Yeah, sumos don't count.
Incline dumbbell press.
Oh, yeah.
You get a bit of shoulders in there from the angle.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. So definitely we've got deadlifts.
You can get legs and a bit of back in that.
Bit of back, and we got chest.
Shoulders in there.
Damn. Yeah, this has got me. Pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely pull-ups as well. Maybe I do the seated hamstring curl.
Yep.
And
so good.
Yeah, they make your hamstrings on fire.
One more.
Bicep curls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just standing or?
Yeah, standard, just alternating bicep curls. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really hard one to do. What's your current split at the moment?
I'm doing a push-pull legs, and then the 4th day is push, and then you have biceps with it, and then the next day is pull with triceps.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not a bad split. I like it. Initially, Arnon had the worst exercise, which Jay has done before.
Yep.
It was a triple, and Matt's done it.
Okay, yeah.
Triple superset, triple drop set on Bulgarian split squats.
Yes, I've seen. I sometimes used to do that. I don't know why I did it.
Yeah,
because it kills you. You just lay on the ground after it too.
Yeah, both Jay and Matt we did it like a couple times together. They just like, because you're literally doing it for 6 minutes. You're just constantly squatting for 6 minutes, and you're just fried. Yeah.
There was another one I did that I saw online. That was a killer. Walking lunges, but in a pyramid. So 10
and
9.
You go up. Yeah.
And then you go all the way down, then you go back up.
Yeah.
Bro, like
Yeah,
at the start, they were like, person who did it was like, do it body weight first. And I was thinking, I won't need to do a body weight. And then I grabbed some weights and I was like, put it back. Need to go body weight.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like how much body weight can still do so much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like some of my, like even with pull-ups and dips, I still do those sort of a lot of body weight stuff. I don't add any weight just because you get to calisthenics about learning the weight and the weight of your own body and being able to control that, because calisthenics are cool as.
Have you ever tried? No, don't think.
I tried to. I think. I wouldn't say I have.
No.
I think the only thing I was trying to train for was to be able to do from like a frog position where you have your legs outside of your elbows and you're like on the ground.
Yep.
And then you, from that position, you lift your legs out and up above you into like a handstand.
It's just crazy.
I think the best, I did it for like maybe 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm done. Calisthenics is done. Tick that box.
This is a tough one. It's going to make you think. So I hope you're ready. What's the biggest misconception in the gym?
Relating to
like working out, what is it? Or what's the biggest misconception or the biggest fault you see in the gym people doing?
Well.
And it's more like you go in there and people doing, you're just going, oh no, we need to fix that.
I think it would be ego lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be ego lifting. Just risking injury. If they've established that exercise and they've built up all that weight and they end up not really doing it right.
Yep.
Like risking injury is probably the biggest thing. Like people who do like really heavy bicep curls, and obviously the heavier you go, the less range of motion you'd have.
Yeah. So
you can't fully extend your arm and curl. So they'll be curling like this, but then if that weight went all the way down, they'd just probably tear their bicep.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's probably the biggest thing. But I guess, I mean, hey, if you can lift like insanely heavy, I'm like, well, you do you. Like that's a feat of strength in itself.
Yeah, another thing, how obviously camera out in gym and that, how did you find evolving? Were you able to do it straight away?
With what?
Pulling a camera out. Was that just you had the confidence straight away? Or
I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. I would always like, I'm just outing myself for this, but when I would like play like games when I was like 10 or 11, I'd always pretend I was recording.
Yeah, okay. I
I really hope someone can relate to that.
Yeah.
But I'd be like pretending I'm recording and pretend I'm making videos on games or like things that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met Blake.
Yep.
Who he already had a following, and he's like, dude, you should start getting into it. And I was like, really thought about it, actually trying to start making content for myself. And I was like, yeah, all right.
And then you tried, you went, obviously you were doing, how hard was it during, probably should have touched on this earlier, to keep doing, was it the 140 days? You stopped around the I want to say 110?
Yeah.
How, obviously, it just got too hard, but what was the drive to keep putting out daily things? Was it mainly for yourself, or could you set that target to do it?
I think I definitely bit off more than I could chew from the start.
Yeah.
But I like the idea because the guy who initially did it, he did 200 days.
And he would just, recap his day kind of?
No, it was just like, it was similar to how I did it, of just little things throughout the day. He did like full day of eatings and stuff. And it was really interesting. And his story himself, that's what motivated me to kind of try and document it as best I could.
Because you basically, you're posing kind of around him too, didn't you? Like that type, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a really good dude. Like, he touched on a lot of mental health through it for himself. And, yeah, for me, I was like, damn, how did this guy do this? But then again, it is his, like, full-time job to be an influencer. So it's kind of like he doesn't have to go to work and do other stuff. It's like he can just dedicate to that because that's literally his life as it is.
Yeah.
So I'm impressed with myself that I got that far. But yeah, it just, especially in that last month, I was like, dude, doing an hour of Stairmaster, having no food in my system, I cannot even think. I couldn't even do my own laundry.
Yeah.
Like in the last month, I couldn't do anything. I was brain dead.
Now, this one's going to be more imaginary. Let's say you owned a gym. What is your must-have equipment? And even throw in, I'd like you to hear some like obscure ones. Not just it's obviously you want your standard barbells, you want your squat racks. But like, for example, one I love at the moment, incline chest press machine is what I'm loving at the moment.
Oh, the one that like kind of, you're like sitting flat, but it kind of pushes out and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. What's some of your must-have equipment that you would have if you were to own a gym?
The one that's like niche, that not enough people train, is the adductors. Because that helps close that box gap in your legs.
Yep.
And it's a lot of people when they see C-bums legs and like big bodybuilders, they're like, oh my God, like their legs look so wide. It's like, yeah, because their adductors are making the inside of the legs like, you know, come out more.
So let's go chest, legs, back, arms. Let's go 2 things from each.
Chest. For me, most of the stuff would be prioritizing dumbbell, like free weight. But if it were machines and not just dumbbells.
But dumbbells can be one, yeah. So dumbbells, I imagine you're going with the incline dumbbell bench press.
Yep. Smith machine incline is also really good.
Are you taking the dumbbells over the Smith?
No. Just with the barbell.
Yeah.
Helps, again, you can focus on more of the control with that. Chest, I'm going to have to probably say...
I think I know. It's got to be either a cable or a pec deck.
Pec deck's good. I'd maybe do the machine version of a bench press. It's like you're lying down and you got the handles out.
Yeah.
I reckon that one's really good.
Back.
I think the chest row we have the pad and you have both the handles.
Yep.
That one definitely, because you can do one arm at a time.
What's your go-to? One arm or 2?
One.
Yeah, same.
Most exercises, if I can do it one arm at a time, I will, because it helps me with the muscle-mind connection rather than doing both. So I benefit more from it. But it does, again, go person to person, which some people might feel it more than others, or not at all.
Yeah. Would the second one be a lat pull down?
I reckon a T-bar row.
That's good too. That's good. Legs.
Leg curl. Yeah, 100%. The seated leg curl. Maybe.
Are we going a leg extension, or are we going more like a leg press?
I would say pendulum squat.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
You saw that. I had to nearly throw my phone away the other day when C-Bum posted that photo, and he was like, decided to go lighter this week or something like that. He had like 6th place in the pendulum. I was like, get fucked. Honestly, just fuck off.
Meanwhile, I can only do like a plate.
Yeah. The most I've done is 2. And then and he's just like, I had to listen. Make sure you listen to your body. I listened. I had to knock a lot. Shut up. You're doing 5, 6 plates.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Yeah. I think my own cues with a lot of leg exercises I have out of whack, because I'm like, I think my legs are a lot stronger than they are.
Yeah.
But when I do like pendulum squats or hack squats, I'm just weak as shit.
Yeah. Which one? That's what I was going to actually ask you. Which you taking a pendulum over a hack?
Yeah. 100%. It's just the angle. I find I feel it a lot better.
Yeah. Now, with tricep, would you say, is there a pull down in there?
Yeah, I'll do a tricep push down. With the V-bar.
V-bar, yep.
Yeah. I feel that one a lot. And then, was it bicep?
Bicep, yeah.
Bicep, I'd probably do a preacher curl. Mm-hmm. The one that's already got the bar on it.
Yeah, yep.
Like the fixed machine. I reckon that would be good. You can do a lot with that. You can do one arm at a time. A lot of drop sets.
And shoulders.
I do a machine shoulder press.
Yep.
Dumbbells are good, but like there's a lot of room for error.
A lot of room for injury.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to ego lift, back to that. People love grabbing the big weight to shoulder press.
Second it goes in line with your shoulder and it starts to go back, you're cooked. You can't do anything about that. So Yeah, I'd rather like the normal.
I feel like you can more ego lift on a machine too.
Yeah, it's safer.
It's safer.
It's safer to ego lift. That's like, I think the only last thing I remember ego lifting was the chest row, where I did 5 plates my last bulk.
Yeah, Jesus.
But then it was pure ego lifting. Like, man, I was swinging across the gym. That's how hard I was ego lifting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you train forearms at all, or no? Not. So I know some people say you don't need to. Some people do. But do you find you get enough from, like, say, a hammer curl with the forearms?
Yeah. I'd say also another part is genetics.
Yep.
Like, I've always, even before I trained at gym, I've had very full forearms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with my grip strength, with deadlifts, I've never had. I know a lot of people who've had issues with their grip strength with deadlifts, like their hand slip, but I've never had an issue with it.
You lucky bastard. 'Cause I know I do. I had to, and I don't know. It's just it is frustrating.
Yeah.
It's just like you think you got it, then your hands just go. It's just like.
Yeah, even with pull-ups, anything, I've never had an issue with my grip strength. So forearms for me, like, I did try.
Because that grip strength comes down to forearms, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also your wrists. It's mainly your forearms, but then it's also your wrists and then your fingers as well. Like, you see people who, like, train their hands, like, gripping sand in, like, a bucket and stuff. Like, that stuff does help, but, like, primarily your forearm will fatigue a lot quicker.
One I found that I recently... Well, I started doing my last training block. Now I'm doing another one, but it even got forearms through. But a hammer curl, single dumbbell, but on a pre-chop machine, on a pre-chop curl bench, bro, so good.
So you're not. So it's a hammer curl. So you're actually holding it straight out like that.
Yeah, and then curling it up. I saw it on Instagram, and they're like this. I found someone was like, "You need to try this." So I was like, try it, and I was like, "Oh my god." And like literally, I was starting with 7.5 kilo dumbbells. That's how hard it was. Eventually, I got to 15s for 10 each side.
Damn, that's good.
But it's actually literally just that, and you have to go all the way down and back up.
Yeah,
because it's on the angle too. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I might have to give that a try.
So crazy. Speaking of that, we obviously at Revo now. I think for the channel, we're gonna have to get a video for training. What do you reckon?
Video training.
Yeah.
Could do that.
Yeah. What would you, if you were say we're going to do it now? What would be the thing you would train? Me. Say you had free range. What's your favorite day to train?
Favorite day to train. I'd say now after the comp it's back.
Yeah.
Because I like really need to work on my back. So I'm really driven and have a lot of joy into being like, I'm working on my back. Yeah.
Because you need to work on your back, that would be a lot more single arms too as well? As much as you can?
Yeah, as much as I can with the understanding exercise. If there's something I can't really do one arm, then like I'm not going to do a one arm pull up. I'll do normal pull ups.
Yeah, we know someone who does do it though, right? Loves the job. But other than that, what's in the future for you? Obviously, working now at Revo, still doing content.
Yes.
Yep. So tell me what say for the rest of the year, what's it look like for you?
Rest of the year looks like definitely securing my my business, getting back on the ball with coaching.
You'll give their business a shout out too.
Yep. Which is my business.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is Ready Fitness.
Ready Fitness, nice.
Is,
we'll leave all in the show notes, all the links for it too.
Yeah, pretty much just there. Content, definitely picking up on my content again.
Would that just be gym or a mix of?
Mix of pretty much everything.
Yeah, yep.
Like I wanted to do some stuff for me, like playing games with my mates, some stuff for me singing, just a bit of everything, kind of whatever I want to do. Because at the end of the day, I believe with content creation, it's very much about authenticity and realism and people getting to understand the individual and not like a facade of who you think someone is. So it's like I enjoy putting out whatever I want to put out, and if people enjoy it, well, that's cool. Speaking
of, just to cut him, gaming with friends, he's been on the show twice. I know I've heard this story a little bit, but can you explain to the listeners the first time you got Matt to join in on an Among Us session?
Oh my god, dude. Matt is a boomer when it comes to
Oh,
games.
tell me about it.
Like, it was just so funny we had like 9 people in there, and you'd hear everyone knowing what to do, doing all the tasks in Among Us, and you just hear Matt's voice like halfway across his room through his phone, be like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. It was so funny. And then we didn't even know when he left. He just left after like 2-3 games.
Yeah. But that's something you want to do content around more as well, like Among Us?
Oh, just pretty much like...
Or do you think that's kind of past?
Yeah, my main thing would be kind of with the mates I hang out with a lot and we play a lot of games. I think mainly maybe Counter-Strike.
Mm-hmm.
We play a lot of that. One of my mates always, he's my arch enemy.
Yeah.
He always has so much shit to say about me. I'm like, I want to record him just absolutely slandering me.
Yeah.
Someone else needs to hear it and back me up because, like, holy shit.
The parties of where, if I've had someone say it too, like my boss, if the chats of what he would say back in a party were leaked, he'd be in some...
Yeah, I'd be
yeah, I think everyone would be...
cooked.
Because you're behind it, everyone just goes, bang, it's a free shot at everyone.
Yeah, I'd be so cooked.
So back at the COD parties.
Oh, yeah. There's the Modern Warfare 2 lobbies. Yeah, oh my God. I would be cooked. I'd be cancelled already.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would too. And especially, it's not just to people that you don't know. It's to and I'm the friend, I'm going to admit it. It's to the friend that is absolutely shithouse at the game. And you're just absolutely letting him rip. Letting him know about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, my mate just gives me so much shit every time we play anything together. I'm like, fucking, why do you hate me, man?
Yeah.
And I just think it'd be funny because I have uploaded a couple videos to YouTube of that us as a group playing some games. And I'm like, I enjoy making it, and I enjoy also having that to watch back.
Yeah.
For myself. But yeah.
Have you ever thought of streaming?
I did do streaming for a little bit. I just didn't really pick up in it. I found that it's
because to get far, you have to do a lot of hours, don't you?
Yeah. I got close to like almost like 100 followers on there, but just streaming for hours on end, and I'm kind of like, gonna be really locked into this and only this. You can get like clips out of streaming, but I'm like, I think I like what I was doing better. Yeah,
because I definitely had it a thought of trying to stream like just me watching AFL, like watch-alongs, AFL games.
Yeah,
but I need to set up for that a bit more, like PC and that. But that's something I would like to do in the future. That's why I'm trying to get, obviously with commentary as well, though. I'm trying to get to as much gains as I can and just vlog it like I did with Jay. Mind you, by the end of it, very drunk he was.
Of course.
And my mate, and I was pretty drunk by the end of it, but I'll show you the clip after. My mate, I don't know what he was talking about. And by half time, my mate's just gone and brought a footy. Don't know why. He just randomly comes back with footy. So we're drunk, kicking the footy around outside, and then my other mate grabs the ball, and for some reason I thought it'd be a great idea to just absolutely bury him. And I mean, I absolutely buried him. And then all you hear is Jay in the background, ball!
Oh my God.
Oh, it was... But I left with my mate Jay and then my best mate Jaden. I left them at 11:30 at the Cricketer's Arm in Richmond to go home. I messaged my mate. So what time did you guys finish up? 4? 4? We were there at 7 o'clock and it was only supposed to be going to the footy. So you tell me you stayed? Yeah, me and Jay stayed till close. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was only supposed to be a quiet night at the footy. Next minute, they're both having a session at the pub.
Wow. Yeah, fucking Jay.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But other than that, coach, you want to nail in with coaching as well. So how can people get in contact with you?
Main platform is through my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are at a Revo, they can probably give you my contact details, which is pretty cool. Revo treats their trainers really, really well.
Yep.
So,
because how many? There's Langy, Frankston now. There's one in Cranny North.
Nari.
Nari. They're popping up, I swear to God, everywhere. And I've seen on LinkedIn, the guy who, like, the main owner, he's like multimillionaire, but he's only like 23, 24.
Yeah, they're pumping out these gyms, and they're really good. They're the gym environment and the whole vibe of the gym is so much better. Everyone's very, very friendly. All the staff are very, very friendly and all helpful. And
It's more of a mix is now. I saw, like, not just weightlifting. There's a bit of everything.
yeah, there's a bit of everything.
So that's insane. I definitely need to try it out. I really wanted to be able to try out one of them.
Yeah.
Frankston might be the go-to, I think.
Frankston might be the go-to.
Like, assuming I was like, oh, I'll try it Langwood Open. And mate's like, it's good, but it's packed. Very packed.
Yeah, it just doesn't, like, I'd say, like, Derrimut at its, like, almost quietest times, obviously, apart from, like, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, like, normal times, the most packed we get would be, like, a quiet time at Derrimut.
Yeah.
Like, it does not get packed.
And do you enjoy that more? Like if you're do you try and mix up where you work and then where you work out, or do you just work out now at your gym?
At my gym, yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's some people that like to say they work there, but then work out in a different environment. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but then I have to pay for 2 memberships.
Exactly.
That's my biggest thing.
So you may as well. You're getting a free membership.
Yeah.
You would have a free membership to Revo now, would you? Or
Well, my rent is
included.
yeah, my rent would be more expensive than the membership. So it's I'd be paying for the membership, which their rates as well.
It's cheap, isn't it? Just for a normal person, a monthly membership. It was like $12 or something.
Yeah, I think initially it was that. And then I think for 15, 16, you get access to all their body scanners, massage chairs and all that stuff.
So they have all that massage chairs and recovery stuff in there as well. That's insane. What type? So other than the weightlifting, what at Frankston one? What's can you describe what's there other than the weightlifting?
They do have the massage, which is for the level 2 members. They have like massage chairs, Pilates, like a Pilates studio where they can kind of run their own classes.
Yep.
With I think the stuff on the screens or a lot of the stuff through the app because Revo has an app that has like workouts for you.
Yep.
And stuff like that. But I think that's pretty much what they've got. I think the coolest thing at Revo is that they do offer is the body scanners.
Yep.
Which as a
is it Evol? Is that what
the Evol ones.
Yeah. So what does that? Does that just do your body fat, or what? Explain what that actually.
It'd be like it does your body fat, your like skeletal muscle mass, your lean body, like muscle mass and stuff like that. You can see a lot of. I haven't done one in ages, but it's like in depth. But I don't believe they're accurate.
100%. No, I don't believe they're accurate.
No.
But would someone do it to look at maybe so they can know where they need to work on? I think is that the idea of it? Do you think?
Yeah, like it's definitely you can use that as a form of measurement. But I think to be honest, you're using skin fold calipers or the Navy method with just tape, where you go like around your neck and around your belly button for a guy. That'd be your best bet.
Yeah,
because it's literally just the tape. You don't have to spend like $50 on a scan every time, sort of thing.
Before we finish up? Were you doing the skin fold test during prep and that type of stuff?
I was doing skin fold calipers with Arnon. Yeah.
So how often would you do that? How long's the process?
Of doing the skin folds, probably like he'd probably do it in like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, and then
and what would he exactly do?
There's 7 sites typically he can do, which is you just pinch with the gun and the little caliper device.
Yep.
And it'll show you how much like fat because of how much fat you can grab off the skin. Mm-hmm. If you see people like the back of your hand like that much, versus if someone's stomach and it's like a lot more, they're obviously very different.
Yep.
Like my leanest was my biceps, which were I think it was like 2 millimeters in fat. So yeah, and then other places like by my best result was everything was below 10 millimeters.
How often was that? A weekly thing?
Yeah,
weekly. What other was that the main? What other tests were you having to go through pretty much weekly? Was that mainly it?
That was the main one, and then just kind of just your weight
and checking photos.
Yeah,
weekly
posing.
Does Arnon help you with that as well?
Yeah.
He
obviously knows what he's looking for. you would realize with posing, you look different when you're bulked up, obviously, to when you're cut. So you will pose differently. If you pose the same as you did when you're fully bulked up, some angles won't look the same, won't feel the same. And so it's kind of just tweaking and adjusting that to make it look the best with what you've built.
Yep.
Yeah, and a lot of the angling of the poses. One of the biggest things that Arnon, he says, like, so many people struggle with is their hamstrings.
Yep.
On stage, a lot of people don't activate their hamstrings. And there's just been countless times in check-ins where I'm doing like a back pose and he's like, fucking, tense your hamstrings. And I'm like literally squeezing as hard as I can. I'm about to shit myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, dude, I'm literally like everything's seizing up. And yeah. So it's mostly just, tweaking
I don't think
poses.
people understand how much posing takes out of you too. Yeah. That's a workout in itself.
Yeah. It's especially on stage, like my posing, I know my posing was good because I've practiced so much, but I gassed out so fast. I did not expect it. Like holding my vacuums and all that, like you just see I'm just trying to get my breath back the entire time I'm on stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, my posing may be good, but my conditioning with my posing was not good.
Yeah.
I needed that as well. So again, a lot to work on in the next couple of years.
And obviously, you're going to go around again. What, how long do you think the will be, and where do you know will be a similar type of stage where you do it at, that type of stuff, and who it's under and all that?
Definitely another A and B comp because their federation was just awesome.
Yep.
Definitely, I want to do multiple shows since I will be top age. I'm pretty sure now the top age is 23.
Are you open to? I know people go to Gold Coast and all that type of stuff.
I mean, if they offered it, yes, but no, I wouldn't go do that. I'd just do what's in Melbourne, do multiple shows, bodybuilding and classic, and yeah, I'm gonna give myself 2 years, put on some mass, get better with my posing, make sure that conditioning, because I do not want to be on 1,200 calories my next prep. I cannot do, like, that was just stupid hard.
Yeah. I know it's hard to say, but where you want to get to? What would be the lowest calories you think you'd want to be on and could sustain a decent physique or a really good physique?
During prep,
yeah,
the lowest I would want to get to, again, like, and I just couldn't probably do any further, I'd say is probably 1,600.
That's still so low though. For people to understand.
Yeah, because
would it be chicken and rice? Pretty much.
Pretty much just a lot of veggies.
Veggies as well. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much just a lot of veggies. And my meals at the last few weeks were just a small bowl of oats, with protein powder, blueberries, and then my second meal was chicken and vegetables with Spud Light. And the third meal was lean beef mince with veggies and Spud Light. And then the fourth meal was chicken with Spud Light.
A lot of Spud Light.
Yeah. Well, they're just like 100 grams, so it was like, fuck all.
Now, oats versus cream of rice. Which oats every day of the week. Because I feel like the last year or two, cream of rice is coming in. Everyone's on it. Have you sensed that too?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've had cream of rice before. And again, you can master the consistency of it. I know that plays a big part. But it just, especially when it's white, I don't want to be eating that. Like, it doesn't look right.
I know. I know exactly what you mean. I'll have my oats every morning. Thank you very much. Some berries on top. Sugar-free maple syrup to go. Must too for me.
And cinnamon.
Yep.
Cinnamon. Do you use your protein powder in it?
No, I don't.
You're going to make the little whey drip that everyone makes.
Yeah, I think I need to get onto that.
That's good.
Because I just make it of a morning. So, like, before work, depending on when I start. Or if I start at 6, I don't, because everyone's asleep and I feel bad for using the microwave. So I'll just have probably like a couple, maybe 2 YoPro yogurts, and then
No, you just got to stop the microwave before it starts going off.
Yeah, but
It's
I'm just like,
a-
I feel so bad. It's like 4:45 and I'm using the microwave. I don't want Dad to come and be like, the fuck are you doing? I'm just like, sorry.
I'm trying to survive, man.
Because I could imagine me trying to be so careful and quiet that next minute, there goes the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's always when you're trying to be the quietest is when you make the most noise.
Yeah. Just completely just goes ass up.
Yeah. Well, that's probably just about going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, Eddie. Just before we wrap up, exactly, plug anything you want, how people can get in contact with you and all your socials. Free floor, go for it now.
Just pretty much, I think my main one that is just my Instagram, which is EDDIEJC. And then I have all my contact details pretty much there regards to coaching. Just shoot me a message. But yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. Thank you guys for listening. As always, make sure to, if you're listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, turn on the notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, exactly the same. Like and comment on this video, notification bell on, and subscribe. But what I didn't skipped over just then, sorry, the Spotify and Apple Podcast, one of the key things is please leave a 5-star rating as that helps push the show out. As I always say, guys, thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I'll see you guys then.